First off, to apologize, I thought we were going to have some results to talk about, definitive assays. I misunderstood. Yes, they are going to be run, but that's not until the week of April the 15th. The meeting with Dr. at Henry Ford is moved to the 22nd of April. So the idea is to have as much data on the new chemo protocol as possible before we do the first assays. So that should mean that the first assay should include then cycle 1 and a full cycle 2, so full 2 cycles, 8 doses of this new protocol to see where we're at. So it'll still be kind of a good news, bad news. We'll have more data, but it's still going to be a couple more weeks. We have to wait until I can get that data and then share that, obviously, with you. But there's enough to talk about. This week, it was not as smooth as last week. Starting Sunday, we go with the side effects. Starting Sunday, I started experiencing this pain in the tops of the femurs going into the hips. The back pain had gone away, but it clearly, the new pain with the femurs has now made walking a little difficult, especially in the first couple of days. I can tell you, making my walking difficult and conjured up all kinds of different images in your mind, but I did just a brief video, like 5-second video of me walking around here, so you get the idea. This is me at full stop here walking. Okay, folks, this is me walking at full speed, just using the cane to balance between 2 legs. You can see I don't have much movement in my feet and lifting them up very far. It took me 15 minutes to get from the hospital parking lot to the cancer center, but we made do, and I don't think this is going to last, so don't worry. The bone pain I've experienced before only lasts a couple of days at best, so hopefully this just moves on. Okay, you can see I'm not going to break any speed records at that pace. That was early in the week. I'm walking much better than that, still in pain and still limping, but I got a little bit more forward velocity, as they say, and this puts everyone on the same page when I'm talking about having some problems walking. What is this? It's this bone pain. I don't know what else to describe it as. Remember way back I was talking about the pain I was feeling along my femurs. It was nothing like that. That's still the most severe pain I ever had. Bringing me to tears, and it was throbbing. I couldn't sleep at night. These pains, they're painful, but it seems to be when I'm still and sleeping, there's not a problem. As long as I can sleep, that's okay. But the back, I had much difficulty getting out of bed. Now, that's kind of dissipated. It seems like with these pains, it's about 4 or 5 days and they start to kind of go away. That's what I'm banking on. Now it seems to move to these femurs. My walking is improved, but we had the chemo on Wednesday, and I knew I was going to get the steroid, and that seems to be masking the effect, but that's wearing off now. It's Friday, so I have some pharmaceuticals to help me along here. Another thing we have to talk about is Wednesday, when I went in for my chemo. It didn't go smoothly. I went in and I was running a temperature of 100.7, which threw up the red flags, and they were going to send me again to the hospital, to the emergency room, which would just screwed up my whole day. But hats off to Cheryl, who went ahead and used the infusion center as essentially an emergency room, ran blood tests and urine tests, and sent me up to test x-ray to determine if there was other infection going on. I had this cough, nothing big, just a little bit of mucus plug that would come up, but it continued 3 weeks after I'd been out of the hospital. In the end, she looked at the chest x-rays, and I guess they were inconclusive. There might have been something there. She just decided to prescribe a Z-Pak for me. And it seems from that first loading dose of the zithromycin, it had an immediate impact on the coughing. And so hopefully that'll do the trick. So that really means is most likely all the way back in the hospital 3 weeks ago, I was really running a double infection. I had that flu virus, but there was an underlying bacterial infection. They had IV drips of 2 different antibiotics just to be on the safe side. That bacteria must have snuck into my lungs and just hung there. My body was just kind of keeping it at bay, but it wasn't going away. So my body wasn't strong enough to knock it out. And that's just the thinking right now, because I am feeling better on that. So just to let you know, we had a little bit of rough seas. And in the end, the bottom line is they were able to do all that, give me my pre-meds in the early afternoon, and then I got the chemo. But that made for a Wednesday day when I came into the IV center at 10 in the morning. I didn't leave there until 6:30, so that made for a very long 9-hour day. Dialysis is going on course. My numbers look good there. Creatinine is slightly coming down, a good sign. We'll see if that continues. Hopefully the kidneys will be coming back. We'll see, but time will tell. That's going fine. Just the fatigue and tiredness going along with that. That's my update for today. So stay with me. Comments below. You guys have been great with the comments recently, and I'm glad that I'm able to help others as they're going through the different processes. And I think it's important to show various things. I can sit here, when I'm sitting down, it probably looks like Gary's fine, and that's why I thought it was important when I tell you, I was having some trouble walking, that you can see what I really mean by that and what's going on. And again, if someone else experiences this, maybe they don't get too freaked out. The patient has to just be just that, patient, and work through it. But anyway, take care. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.